adoptive parents. This was Lieutenant Commander Morris Karenza and his wife, who was a leading Wren, Joan, who obviously had to resign the moment she got married because, wasn't that great days? At the end of 2019, I made the decision that being where I was wasn't working. And a friend of mine, a very good friend actually, I really ought to phone her up and say thank you 1,000 times, casually said one day, don't you have a Canadian passport? And a little switch in my head went off and I thought, yes, I do. And I pretty much decided in that moment that my house was going on the market. I was going to bring my dog and my books and I was going to go to see where the universe put me, but that's another story. I was just thrilled. I mean, I was like a dog with three tails when a week after I'd made the decision to move to Canada, I'm going, I discovered that they legalised cannabis. And that was just like the universe saying, yes, off you go. The weed, from my perspective, coming from the UK, is really good here, and it's a really good price too. I would pay, I don't know, £100, $200 for a quarter. And I know. And I would get what I was given and I'd be very glad to have it. It's illegal in the UK, so obviously I wouldn't have done it. I arrived on the 13th of January 2020 and it was snowing and I got my dog from the end of a conveyor belt because he'd come as baggage. It sounds awful. So he wasn't very happy. But that first walk in the woods with Morris running through it and the quality of sound and the gentle whumps and fuffs and shushes and the way the air smelt and the sky was so blue. And I remember thinking to myself, I think I might have done the right thing. And I live on an island where in the early morning, sometimes in June and July, the air smells of roses and sea salt. Joe Malone could sell that candle for $80. And it just happens, you open your window, you step out your door. It's heaven. I love it here. And after about 3 years, I was finally feeling better. I just gloriously happy and settled. And then I got a diagnosis of breast cancer, which was crappy. I have to say Nova Scotia Health Service are just exemplary. My experience of them, they are magical creatures who do an incredible job and extremely well. I had friends in the UK and I know that I would have been supported there. But here there would be sort of gifts of food hanging on the door or flowers or both. You know, I've got 6 months now before my final treatment and I'm feeling fabulous. Even my oncologist has said, oh, is that your real hair? It's coming back quick. And so now I'm starting to look forward to sort of planning what comes next. And I really don't know because I haven't thought about it for a while. But something, nature abhors a vacuum, so something will happen. I just hope it's a nice thing this time and not a nasty thing. I read, I'm interested in history and fairy tales and cooking and history and language and history and antiquarian books. This is a dictionary from, I think, about 1750 as well, where farmers where a farmer lived, and to fart is to break wind backwards. And a squirrel is a fairy creature that lives in a tree. I think those are the only three that I can remember from there. Grandmother. So I do a lot of quiet things that don't look very flashy. I spend a lot of my time in my head, but I'm always very, very comfortable there. I still drive around in the car and say out loud, two people in the car too, and to myself, I live here. I live here. I go off to the supermarket and I look down Crescent Beach and I get to see the state of the tide and the colour of the water and the glorious kilometre of sand. I get to see the harbour full of lobster boats that looks like the perfect jigsaw. I drive through forests and there's trees and there's lakes and there's rivers and there's cragged coastline. Sometimes I wonder how I got so lucky to end up here.